Theodore Orji. Up to the Federal Capital Territory now, the command of the Nigeria Police Force has announced plans to monitor all uncompleted buildings in the nation's capital to ensure that it is not inhabited by criminals. The FCT Police Commissioner, Mr. Wilson Inalebu, told Channels Television that the command would work with the Development Control Units of the FCT, a development authority, to monitor and demolish illegal structures which can be used as hideouts for criminals in the capital city. The Development Control is conducting an exercise that will ensure that uncompleted buildings are not a threat to the nation's capital.
These are residents of number 4 Mambolo Street in Wuse Zone 2, Abuja. The Abuja Development Control Unit has threatened to seal up their building because of the poor state of the structure. The mobile court set up by the unit fined the residents and gave them an ultimatum to put the building in order.
This is part of our style of achieving that purpose. This is part of our style of trying to achieve that purpose. Yes, and that is summoning all those who have decided not to comply with that directive before the mobile court.
In another part of the nation's capital is this uncompleted building inhabited by over 100 people. Situated on Anthony Enahoro Street in the Otako district of Abuja, the building has been left uncompleted for almost a decade. The Development Control Unit has threatened to demolish the building and similar ones because they pose security threat to the city. The unit will be working with the police to carry out the exercise.
Yes, the FCT administration will look at the documentary we've met on this and take a decision. Like we told you, we were there just last week. That was when we directed them to leave within 1 week, just as they are complaining that they are yet to get a place to move. But we are still insisting that they have to leave.
The FCT administration, the Department of Development Control, to take statistics of uncompleted buildings that are occupied. Who stays in those buildings? And so the things that we do, we go as a proactive measure to raid some of these places and find out the identity of people that are in those places.
Despite the aesthetic advantage of buildings to the nation's capital, Abuja is littered with uncompleted buildings. The proposed cleanup exercise of uncompleted buildings will hopefully improve security in Abuja.
When the News at 10 returns, the Delta State Governor Emmanuel Udwahan focuses on improving agriculture in the state. That's in a moment. Please join us again. Welcome back to the News at 10. On a programming note, we'd like to inform our viewers again of a change in our schedule on Sundays here on Channels Television. Now, for those watching us on our international platforms, the judiciary program, Law Weekly, will now be aired 9 p.m. on Sundays, while Ogun State Weekly will be aired 9:30 p.m. also on Sundays. For those watching us on the terrestrial platform, watch our political program Roadmap on 9 p.m. on Sundays, and Ogun State Weekly at 9:30 p.m. also on Sundays. Again, on the international platform, Law Weekly airs 9 p.m. Sundays from now on, while Ogun State Weekly airs just after that at 9:30 p.m. on Sundays. On the terrestrial platform, our political program Roadmap airs 9 p.m. on Sundays, followed by Ogun State Weekly at 9:30 p.m. also on Sundays. The once abandoned Agriculture Research and Training Center in Amugbe, Sapele, Delta State is now back to its initial state, ready for service. During a tour of the facility, the Governor, Emmanuel Udwahan, vowed to remove the supervision of the center from what he described as the civil service bureaucracy at the Ministry of Agriculture and place it directly under the Governor's office for optimal performance.
It appears that the transformational reform of the Delta State agricultural sector has started producing results. Beginning with the State Research Center, Songhai Delta and Mukbe, located in Saple local government area. It is an integrated farm, training and research center which comprises of departments such as livestock, agro, crops, training and other services. It is hard to believe that this place, which has been abandoned for several years, is now bursting with activities for both food and crop cultivation, fisheries, animal rearing, and production of local fruit drinks. Taking the state governor and his team on a tour around various sections of the farm, the executive consultant to Songhai Delta, Dr. Theophilus Opili, pointed out that a lot has been done to revive the farm to this level, while suggesting more equipment will be needed to take it a step further. During the tour, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaga expressed delight at the turn of events in the farm and urged the management to improve on the capacity of local farmers, particularly in the processing and packaging of the agricultural produce.
Now, this place has a lot of reasons why it is up. It is not just for production, for sale, but it is also an educational center to be able to train our young ones on a lot of skills, farming skills, building skills, even mechanical skills, to be able to train them.
This center has attracted interns in agricultural departments from different schools across the nation. Wearing a green farm coat, interns could be seen in all units visited, carrying out their daily routine, from feeding of pigs to tending of grass cutters, as well as other exotic birds.
I've learned how to take care of pigs, learned how to take care of animals, rabbits, grass cutters, and learned how to cultivate crops.
It's very rare when we come do these things practically, and I can tell you that when I graduate from school next year, I can set up my own firm. I can be self-employed.
This is a sign of better things to come, especially for farmers who wish to improve their knowledge in agriculture. This will also reduce the rate of unemployment for young people who can in turn be employers of labor in their various farms. But how many young people would take advantage of this opportunity? It's yet unknown. Favor Otaotu, Channels Television News.
The importance of water to everyday existence cannot be overemphasized, but not for a community in Cross River State. And Pani, situated in Ikom local government area of the state, has been without water. That's adequate water supply for about a decade now. That's a situation the residents say has endangered their health. Our community report tonight looks into the predicament of the people in need of the most abundant natural.
One of nature's greatest gifts to man is water. Covering about 70% of the planet, water is the most abundant compound on the Earth's surface. But that is strange news to the residents of Nkpani in Ikom local government area of Cross River State. This is because water, an essential commodity for survival, is either non-existent or has a toxic feel.
Drinking water here is one of our major problems, because the small springs which we get dries up at dry seasons, and we have to travel either to other village like Rem to get some water.
The water has no taste. Even cooking with the water, it will change your food. The water will change your food.
It makes it sweeter.
No, it will change if you want to cook rice with the water, it will not be white rather than brown color. And number two, it's not fit for drinking. We don't have drinking water here, just for bathing.
As the villagers carry on, the sound of crushed leaves and dust makes it appear as though the sky has forgotten about them. But what are the authorities doing to alleviate this problem, knowing the critical role water plays? This meeting of the state governor with contractors of water utilities is to fast-track its supply to communities in order to complement the already completed projects.
Provision of potable water and access to water has been on the top of our agenda as an administration. There is our vision that if we can deliver on our commitment to the people in these various local governments, in these various states, these various communities across the state, then we would have achieved our vision of making life easier, reducing poverty, improving sanitation, and improving the vital well-being of our people here across the state.
As the government assures of its sincerity to provide water to the people, their hope, until this promise is kept, is that the source of their present drops does not run dry. For the Community Report, Oralu Ashonibare, Channels Television News.
The 10th anniversary of the Nigerian Telecom Awards has taken place in Lagos for Channels Television. Among the big winners, from over 40 categories, winners emerged, including the Innovative Governor of the Year, which went to Olusegun Mimiko of Ondo State. The convener of the award, Otumba Biodun Ajiboye, believes that some of the successes recorded in the industry can be attributed to the evaluation of this annual event.
The incubator Lekki is the venue of the awards. Nominees and friends have come to grace the occasion, some of whom would be going home with heads raised high.
ICT Compliant TV Station of the Year.
It's time for the awards proper, and the roll call begins.
And the winner is Channels Television.
While at that, just coming in is the
A big congratulations to all the awardees. Some of them expressed their delights.
These organizers came out to us, did their own research, came to our office to say, we've heard so much about you guys, and we think you deserve this award. Come and be celebrated.
We are excited, and we will definitely, this award will definitely make us to want to do more and see that this is sustainable in the long run.
The significance of the awards cannot be overemphasized.
The telecommunication industry has done to the economy is such that an event like this becomes quite important to be able to motivate the people who are pioneers and who are working very hard. I'm particularly pleased to be part of this.
Those who did not win should not be discouraged. Until they will get acknowledgement from their public, from their people.
The Nigerian Telecom Awards have become what the industry waits for, year in, year out, and has become some sort of annual festivity for the telecom industry. There is hardly any practitioner that is not here today, and that's exactly what we set out to achieve.
The winners have been decided and rewarded, and we are hopeful that these will transform into better telecom services in the country.
The Emir of Kano, Alhaji Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, has said Nigerians should see the cultural and traditional diversities existing among them as a unifying factor and not to divide them. The Emir said this when he visited the paramount ruler of Ijebu-land in Ogun State. He says the visit is his appreciation of the role played by the paramount ruler of Ijebu-Ode in his emergence as the Emir of Kano. The event, which was attended by members of the Ijebu Traditional Council, former governors of Ogun State, captains of industry, members of the Ogun State Executive Council, also had in attendance the Lagos monarch, Oba Rilwan Akiolu I.
It's a house full of royalties. Under this building are 3 first-class traditional rulers and their monarchs, from the Emir of Kano to the Oba of Lagos and the Awujale of Ijebu-land. The gathering is a courtesy call initiated by the Emir of Kano and aimed to extend his hands of fellowship to the Abujale for his role in his emergence as the Emir of Kano and to seek more collaboration and cultural integration.
The natural alliance between the Sokoto Caliphate and the traditional institutions in the southwest needs to be strengthened. And I do hope that together we will strengthen this bond and also contribute to the unity of this country and its development. And get in the way of all those who seek to divide the country along ethnic or religious lines.
When it was time for the Oba of Lagos to speak, he started by asking traditional rulers to live above board in their responsibility as custodians of culture and tradition. However, he threatens to expose some traditional rulers who he claims got some cash gifts to enhance former military leader Sani Abacha's transition to a civilian government.
When the time comes and we open the bank, and I'm serious, we are not afraid of anybody, but we respect people and see the circle.
The Awujale and the paramount ruler of Ijebuland, however, has this piece of advice for the new emir.
Let us go ahead. We must be very honest and truthful in whatever we do. The moment you are very honest and truthful in what you do, you should have no fear. God shall be with you all the time.
The traditional heads are seeking a more harmonious and peaceful coexistence among their people, and at this forum they also prayed for peace across the land. Sheung Okimbale, Channels Television News.